Look like a lion. Rawr. Hey, Suede. Morning, Susan. Morning, Ann. Morning, Kim. Ay, ay, ay. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Amy. Good morning, Susan. Hey, Crystal. Is this what, am I running the barefoot page? Oh no, Colleen. I barely have time to run my own page, let alone some weird foot fetish page. No, ma'am, that is not me. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. Couple of things. Daphne, thank you for downloading The Southern Education of a Jersey Girl. I'm glad that you loved it. Dawn, congratulations and good luck on interview number 2. My kids start school on Wednesday of this week. Thank you to everybody who watched Michael and I's video yesterday. I do want to talk to you about that video, though. It is really important that we have a conversation really quick, okay? And then we'll get to today's topic. So yesterday, Michael and I did a Q&A, fun, just we were buzzed, having a good time, and I said, you know, Coffee Talk, the people love you. They're super invested in our marriage and our family. It would be nice if they could see you once in a while. And he's a fairly private person. He doesn't have any social media, but he was like, okay, let's do it. Obviously, he said, okay. He moved his chair all the way next to me. He was sitting across from me and was in the frame. So obviously I wasn't like sneaking it on him, right? So Michael and I did this video together, and the number one question that we got, now just hear me out. The number one question that we got was, how does Michael feel about your big personality? How does Michael deal with your big personality? How does Michael navigate your big personality? Now, I know that most of these questions are coming from a genuine place. But after a while of seeing the same question, I started to think, what is it that they think about me? Like, or what is it that they think about Michael? Like, I'm not sure why so many people feel the need to decipher whether Michael could really love a woman like me. It was almost like my mom was on the other end of the questions. It was like, I want you guys to understand how those questions make a woman feel. Here's the thing. I know you love me, so I know the questions are not coming from a place of disrespect or like we want to hurt you. I think most people genuinely want to understand the dynamic. I think they really want to understand the dynamic between Michael and I. But let's use me as an example so you can look at how other people around you may feel. Michael and I are very different on the surface. We have a lot more in common than you would imagine. But on the surface, yes, he is more reserved, much more private, funny in his own way, but not ha-ha comedian funny, right? Doesn't do voices and funny faces and different accents and things like that, like I do, right? You know, we are very different. Michael has dated women who are just like him. He has dated women who are more reserved and talk only when there's really something to say and don't ask a lot of questions and all of that. And he was deathly bored. And he said there was never any sex because nobody was initiating it. Everybody was just kind of sitting in silence. I think that there is a gross underestimation. Is that a word? Underestimation? About either who Michael is as a man or who I am as a woman. And I really want to have that conversation with you because I need you guys to understand. I would like for you to understand who Michael is as a man. Maybe if I let you in a little bit more on who Michael is, it may help you understand the dynamic. Michael has a very calm confidence. He just does. That's one of the things that makes him so sexy, is he is incredibly confident. I don't know where that confidence comes from, to be honest with you, because I don't have that level of confidence. Maybe it comes, I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I'm not trying to be funny. But maybe it comes from having a big penis. I don't know, because I don't know what fills a man. I don't know, as they go through like locker rooms and football teams and like college and all that stuff, like what makes them feel confident. I have no idea. Was it my in-laws? Did they pour into him? Is it his relationship with Jesus? I don't know. I have no idea. But Michael is the most confident man in the world. He believes, what is the point of being jealous about my wife's friends or her actions or where she's going or what she's doing? Because even if I tell her not to do it, if she wants to do it, she'll only sneak around to do it. Most men don't think that way, I guess. They say, I'm going to try to control you so you won't do what I don't want you to do. I don't know. All I know, Michael, how can I explain this? He's just very happy. Michael is just a happy person. He loves his life. He loves his children. He loves his crazy big personality wife, whatever. He just loves what he's built. That's it. I don't know how to explain it. And he's very confident. But he was that way when I met him. By the way, I didn't make him that way. When I met him, he was that dude. Okay. I wish I could say something to you right now, but I feel like it would be too much for y'all to handle. So I'm trying to think of another way to say it. Okay, I'll say it like this. Michael is not the typical guy I date. If you look at my past men, they look very different than Michael. They act very different than Michael. He's very different than any other man that I've dated. I think it was his confidence and his sort of persona that I was attracted to. He has that big, what do they call it? Big dick energy. But that's like, they call it that, but it's not really about that. It's about the aura, right? He has that. It's just not so loud like mine. But if you really knew Michael, if you've ever hung out with Michael, and if you've read my book, yes, Debbie, if you read the book, you would get it. But Michael he's just this very confident, charming guy. I don't know. I can't explain it. Anyway, the opposite side of that is, yes, I have a big personality. Jerome, you and I are going to fight when I see you in Atlanta, okay? Okay? Okay. P.S. Jerome, I can't wait to see you in Atlanta. Okay, so sidebar to that is, yes, I have a big personality, but what I think, I'm doing my best to explain this, guys. There's 9,000 personalities on here, so somebody's going to be offended by what I'm saying. I'm doing my best to try not to offend anyone. Imagine what that feels like. I have a big personality. I hear it all the time. You know, it's not, it is no longer a compliment. When you hear that all the time, you have such a big personality. Replace personality with anything else. Ass, face, nose, ear, stomach. You have such a big ass. You have such a big ass. You have such a big stomach. You have such a big nose. Replace that with anything else, personality. How would it feel? It doesn't feel good. So all the fucking time, from the time I was in first grade, you have such a, oh, Jamie has such a big personality. She's a storyteller. She's a comedian. You know, yes, people mean it well, but after a while, like the implication that they can't understand how Michael could possibly be happy with a woman like me. He must feel blah, blah, blah. He must think blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what I want to say to people. Like, bitch, you don't need to worry about how my man feels. You need to worry about how your man feels. Right? You don't need to worry about, because when you get to be 41 and a half, all right, almost 42. I tried to lie. Almost 42. You get to the place where people act like they feign concern about your man. Like, but you're not worried about my man. You're trying to slight me. I feel you. Remember, I'm the one with the big personality, right? So I know what it is. Do you understand? Like, I bring the excitement to Michael's life. I bring the zhuzh, the zazazooey, I wish my girl Jessie Woo was here. What does she call it? The zazu? What is it? Damn. Can't remember. I bring all of that to his life. I'm the one grabbing on his ass all day. I'm the one sucking on his ear while he's trying to make a phone call. I'm the one who gave him 3, in my opinion, beautiful babies. I'm the one that forces him on the golf course in the dark playing strip poker. You think that man would ever do something like that? No. No. He wants to. You see, that's the thing about Michael. He wants to. He wants to do all of those things, but he doesn't know how to initiate them. So he needs a girl like me to rock with him so he could have a good time. So what I'm saying is, y'all don't worry about him. But I go back to the questions. It is interesting to me that that is the thing that most people wanted to know. How does he deal with your big personality? I don't know. Same way I deal with his big. I don't know. You just make it work. You work it in. I don't know. But Michael's all right. You guys have to know, Michael's a grown man. If he was not happy, Michael would leave. That comes with the confidence too. Michael does not feel stuck in this marriage. That I could tell you right now. And he makes enough money where he could go get a small apartment somewhere and live by his damn self and just get his kids on the weekend if that's what he wanted. He's not that kind of guy and he's not that kind of father, but he could do it. He chooses me and I choose him. I don't know. Y'all want some bacon? You hear him? Y'all want some bacon? So that's really what I wanted to say about that Q&A yesterday. But we had a great time. And we thank you for participating. It really was so fun for us. When we were done, we were cracking up. But he did say to me when we got in bed last night, and I was smelling his armpit, which I know is weird, but I can't help it. He did say, how do you feel? And I said, why? And he goes, well, I know you're sensitive to all the big personality comments, and there were a lot of them. And I said, I get it. You know, they're not trying to hurt me. They're just trying to figure us out. And he goes, but it's interesting that nobody comments, Jamie, how do you deal with his boring personality or his quiet personality or his small personality? He said, they always put the emphasis on your big personality. I'm like, boy, that's a word right there. You just took me to church. Let's make out and go to sleep. So that's what we did. Kim Burrell, it's on my page. You can go back and watch it if you want to. No pressure, but it's there. Anyway, he had a great time. I don't think we'll see a lot of those videos. You know, that's not really his thing, Mr. One Word Answers. But anyway, we had a good time. So, oh, let me see. Hold on. Tracy Vitelli. I think you're sounding very insecure. Well, thank you. Okay, anyway. Okay, so it looks like the video is buffering, so I apologize for that. But I wanted to talk to you about Okay. Well, thank you, Abby. You have to say that because you're my friend. Okay, so anyway, I want, the stress reliever. Kim, I don't know what's in it, but it's amazing. You need to order one if you can find one. Okay, so I do want to talk to you about the Glow Up. Do you guys know what a Glow Up is? Have you ever heard of the Glow Up? I'm going to wait and see if the video's back. Bears me free, shine the light on me. You are the... I have some... No? Okay. So a glow up is basically, it's a teenage word. Okay? It's like a teenage word. All the young kids are saying it. So I'm 41. I don't know if I should be saying it, but I'm going to teach you what it is. The glow up is, instead of grow up, it's when you are like the ugly duckling when you're young, and then, you know, you show up in high school or like senior year or something and you're beautiful. It's called the glow up. So when you go from like chubby with bad hair and braces, and then all of a sudden, you know, you lose a couple of stones, you get your hair straightened, you know, you get your braces off, and all of a sudden you've had a glow up. So all the teens talk about it, like from not to hot, you know? So anyway, people, I wrote it on my Instagram this morning. I wrote a meme that said the real glow up wasn't external. And I said that because for so long, I wanted so badly to be beautiful. I was overweight. I had a terrible perm. I had braces for 6 years. Everything came late for me. I didn't get boobs or my period till I was 16. I just felt very behind in the looks department. And my mother would say, you know, my mother said a lot of mean things, but then, you know, she would say nice things too. Like, you have a beautiful nose, you have full lip, you have daddy's lips. Like, but when you're 13, who the hell wants to hear you have big lips? I was like, what? That's what you're telling me? Like, what am I supposed to do with that shit? For so long, I wanted to be beautiful. I believed that beauty, your outer beauty, was what would bring you happiness because the pretty girls looked so happy. And I believed that the external glow up was the key to popularity and happiness and all of those things. I was so ugly inside for so long. And even though I was beautiful in my 20s, or like traditionally beautiful, or what I thought was beautiful, because I was not eating and I was this skinny and I had long hair, like, oy, did I have it confused? Holy moly. But in your 20s, that's what happens, right? I was such an ugly person in my later teens and my early 20s. And I know that people always say, what changed you? And I always say God. And I know that's not always the most satisfying answer for people, but it really is, it was God. Because when you're suicidal and I can't explain it. But anyway, he did save me, and it was what changed me. And I think I made a deal with him that if he could heal me, I would heal others. And so I think the reason he worked so hard on me is because he believed me. It was like a covenant. I think he believed that if he worked on me, I really would work on others. And he did the work on me, and I try to do the work on others. But the glow up for me is who I am inside. You know, my babysitter said the most amazing thing to me. She said, "You're such a good mom." And I said, "I am?" And she said, "Yeah, I mean, you do the typical mom things, you know. I'm not talking about the fact that you control how much candy they eat or you discipline them or whatever." And she was like, "But you always somehow bring it back to who they are on the inside." She was like, "You work so hard at ensuring that your children are good on the inside." And like, it almost made me tear up because I do work so hard to make sure that my children are woke, empathetic, aware, God-fearing, loving, inclusive children, because I want them to understand that it's great to be physically attractive. I'm not going to lie. Is that nice? Yes. But those are not the things that will matter. When people bury you and speak at your funeral, no one's going to be like, "Girl, she had some full lips. Can we get a round of applause for those lips?" I mean, there may be one weird dude in the back who's like, "Man, I love them lips." But that's not what people are going to remember about you. That's not what people are going to remember about my children. So when you think about what makes you beautiful, what touches people, what people will remember is what your glow up is on the inside. Listen, my glow up, listen, you all have seen the Trapper Keeper picture. Have y'all seen the Trapper Keeper? I'm happy to post it if you want to feel good about yourself on the outside, because I was so ugly, it was painful. But the work I have done on the inside, y'all, I have scrubbed my insides. I have spent the last decade shining my insides and making sure that who I am as a person is better at least than who I was yesterday. Okay, Amy Savine, if you love the Trapper Keeper picture, you must really love me, because that is the ugliest picture. So I just say this to you, that as we go through our day and we're super focused on our outsides, right? And sure, it's been great on vacation. I got a little tan. I'm not wearing any makeup. You know, you post a few cute pictures on Instagram, you know, whatever. But the real glow up was never external. The real glow up for me was who I have become on the inside. And I want that for you too, because it is the most satisfying. Like, to lay your head on the pillow at night and know you really are like a good person. You really, really do try to love people. And people go like, "Oh, Jamie, you read that girl to filth." No, I didn't. I didn't read her to filth. Y'all have not seen a read to filth by me. No, even when I was on Bravo, I didn't read people to filth. I may check you, I may clap back at you, but I don't read people to filth. No way. You want to see real reads to filth? Check out some of these people whose brands are built on that, who live for that, whose insides are their outsides are attractive, but their insides need a cleaning. Reading people to filth for me, I can check you quick and let you know. No. I can clap back at you quick. Like I did when my kids were toddlers. No, ma'am. But I don't read people to filth. No. I don't need to drag you to hell to feel better about myself. I will not do that to anybody. You're not taking me backward. The devil is right there. Do you know he's right there? He is right there. He loves me. The devil loves me as much as God does. He knows how powerful I am. He knows what a soldier I am. You think he doesn't want me working for him? You think he didn't, when I was on Bravo, you think the devil wasn't in my ear? Like, girl, you would be amazing at this. Show people who you are. Read that bitch to filth. Drag her ass. And I was like, shit, this dude he is trying it. I'm not going that way. I'm not going that way. I'm going that way. That way. But the devil loves me. Y'all, he loves me. He tells me every day how beautiful I am. He says, Jamie, look at all the men out here that want you. Look at the women that want you. Michael come on, he won't even know. You're a thirst trap, Jamie. You're 41. You look like you're 26. He's in my ear all day long. He loves me. I'm not going that way. I'm straight. I'm good. I got to move like this. I'm good. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm good. But he's there every day I wake up. Every day. I'm not saying he has no influence, because I'd be lying if I said he wasn't powerful. The devil is powerful as shit. He's powerful. He has a little influence. Sometimes he catches up and he walks beside me. I try to keep him behind me, but sometimes he walks beside me and I'm like, man, you got me out here acting a fool. Then I gotta check him and put him back. But anyway, I'm just letting you know, I know how hard it is out here. I know how hard it is out here to be good, to be kind. When people treat you like shit, they forsake you, they shit on you. We talked about snakes yesterday. Y'all, I know. Thank you, Tanya. So, I know. Anyway, I love you. I've been talking now for 28 minutes. Y'all got to be sick and tired of me. But I do love you, okay? I love you. I pray for you. Even the ones that think I'm insecure or shitty or whatever, I love you. I do love you. Look, we all have moments. I get it. Alicia Martin, thank you. That is a very nice thing to say. And I'm going to end my comments on that because you made me feel wonderful. I love you guys. Have a great, beautiful Friday.